We are outdoors for this opening segment for the Milo Challenge of the Week. We have the Milo can, we have the Milo boards, we have a basketball. John, what do we have in store?
That's right, Duncan. For this week's Milo Challenge of the Week, we have a very innovative challenge.
Yeah.
But please make sure if you do try out this challenge, do it outdoors.
Yes.
Don't do it at home. You will need a basketball and you will need a can, which we'll be attempting to demonstrate how the challenge is like very shortly.
Yeah, we're going to keep on rolling. We don't know how many takes it will take, but we will try our best. So
let's try and see how we can make this work. So I'm going to try.
So the whole concept of this all is you will bounce the ball with the Milo can on top of the ball. When it bounces, or either me or John will have to catch the Milo can and take a swig of that delicious drink.
Yep, let's have a go. Ready and go. So that's bounce to me.
One take wonder, John Yeong.
Yeah.
What a man. Milo Challenge of the Week.
But let's for the sake of this, I don't want Duncan to miss out on this.
Oh no.
So let's have Duncan also have a go at it.
Okay. Shall I take this can right here?
Right. Whatever floats your boat, Duncan.
Okay.
We're just gonna be.
Oh no.
No worries.
Okay, one more try.
Do you wanna? We have another one here.
I got a spare can.
We've got a couple. Do you want?
Okay, I'll take a spare can.
Yeah.
Fresh from behind the A-boards.
Yeah, we're gonna get the one.
Okay, basketball please, John. Let's have another take here.
There you go.
It's a heavy can, so I need to balance it.
Yeah. Ah, there you go. Job.
That's how we do it on Evenings with John and Duncan. Milo Challenge of the Week. Have a go at home, tag us, and we will feature you on the next episode.
Enjoy the challenge.
New Milo 搞小袋 less sugar with whole grain cereal. Get the goodness of whole grains with more fiber and protein. The healthier breakfast choice.
All right, we have a very special guest, Sam Egerton from Endoxos, a local community that does sports. Is that a way to describe Endoxos?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a group of people who, the mission is to help out in the community. And the way that we do that, the way that we're most comfortable doing that, is through sport.
Okay.
So that's what we do, yeah.
So there is a special event coming up on the 11th of July, this Saturday, and it's a tough one. What do you have in store for your particular group?
Yes, I'm smiling because it is going to be a tough one. I think we jumped on this idea without really thinking it through, and now we're committed. So in short, it's a 73-kilometer walk.
Okay.
And you said it's going to take place on Saturday. I don't know if it's going to finish on Saturday, but we're certainly going to be starting on Saturday and push through. It's going to be 3 loops. We're going to start in the Marina Bay area, go out over the barrage, out through East Coast. So taking some of the nice sights of Singapore, then looping back, coming back to the marina and going back. So each loop is 24 kilometers. And 10 of us have signed up for the 73, and about 50 of us in total. So a number are doing 1 loop, a number are doing 2, a number are doing 3.
Obviously, John, I mean, it's tough now during COVID with groups of 5, and it's going to be difficult, trying to segregate groups with people signing up. So what safety procedures have been put in place?
Great question. Obviously, the whole idea came about because of circuit breaker, because of phase 1. So this has been very much on our mind. We want to make sure that everybody is safe. So even from the flag off in the morning, people are only going to be congregating in groups of 5.
Okay.
We're all setting off at interval times. There are marshals on the course just to make sure that people keep their distance. So it's something we take, it's a good question, it's something we take very, very seriously. Obviously with a group of people who've signed up that size, we want to make sure that everybody's safe.
Can you imagine doing 73 kilometers?
Well, I mean, the last time I recall doing anything near that was probably during my days serving in the army and during national service.
Route march.
Taiwan, 72 kilometers. But that was a bit of with navigation with our signal sets because it's part of officer cadet training school and all that. But speaking of which,
You should come along.
what? Great idea. I'm probably not conditioned as much now for this. I'm just going to save myself for a bit. But speaking of this, 73 kilometers Solidarity March, I understand this to be called. 73 does represent something beyond just a long distance walk, isn't it? I mean, you did talk about circuit breaker in phase 1, and as you told us before this, it represents a number of days as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So 73, as you said, isn't just a number we kind of plucked out of the air. It represents the number of days that we've been under restrictions. So the circuit breaker phase 1. And the reason is a little bit deeper. So there's 1 kilometer for every day of that. And really what happened, you mentioned that we're a community group. And obviously we care about the community, we care about people. And we've noticed during this time through our conversations that we've been having with people that I don't think it comes as a surprise that people have been having a tough time. And I think it's hit some people harder than others. And we put our heads together and we thought, well, what can we do? How can we show our support? And we did a bit of research and we found Samaritans of Singapore. They are a suicide helpline, 24 hours. So the numbers out there, I'm not going to be giving advice on what you should do, what you shouldn't do, but you know, if you are in that situation, give them a ring. I think that's kind of all I will say about that. But they're a very, very worthwhile charity, and so we decided to do something that represented the challenge, represented this period of time, and would, as far as possible, do some good.
Yeah, well, if you do want to help contribute to this cause, you can refer to the number that will be shown on screen very shortly, or on the link around this video. And in the meantime, from speaking about challenges, I understand we will also be doing some sort of a mini challenge today, because it's never
it wouldn't
an
be complete without it, right?
Evenings of with John and Duncan without any challenge. So we'll find out about that very shortly as well, I understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just before we go into that challenge, tell us a little bit more about Endoxos, so people out there know more about the group.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, it's a group founded by Singaporeans, or people who call Singapore home, for Singaporeans. And for the community, there's a lot of groups out there who do good in the community, you know, lots of money, little money. We go out and we run community workouts. The idea is to make an impact in society as a group. And as I said before, it's based around pushing yourself. I think it says here, challenging limits. Yeah, if you can see on the t-shirt. And that's what it's about. It could be physically, it could be mentally, whatever the idea is, to help people grow, because that's fundamentally what we all want to do, right? So, and we try and do that in the best way that we can. We do have a Facebook page. I'm going to plug that shamelessly.
Go ahead.
We have a Facebook page. I mean, if you're interested, want to sign up this year, the sign-up fee was 50 burpees.
Wow, you sign up and pay in burpees. I love that.
So it was there. It was there. I mean, that was the thing this year. Sometimes we ask for some contributions. Sometimes not. Depends where we are. But it's really, we want to make it all inclusive. And whoever wants to join up, we really want to make that welcoming, with the idea of making an impact.
Fantastic, Sam. All right, talk about challenging limits. What do you have in store for us?
Well, I'm hoping this isn't going to challenge the limits too much, but we'll see. I mean, the first challenge I have for you is opening a toothbrush packet. So I'm going to give that to you. Toothbrush packet.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So really, so as you're doing that, I'm going to explain what's happening here. Okay. No pressure. No pressure.
Duncan. Well. Okay, good stuff.
Okay, doing on. So what's happening? Let me explain what's happening here. So fundamental to any exercise, whether it's walking, whether it's running, whatever we're doing, it's all about balance. And you might be wondering what the toothbrush
I'm wondering right now.
have to do with balance. When I remember going to a talk a few years ago here with quite an accomplished ultra runner, because I'm into ultra running, all that kind of stuff, so you can probably tell by the 73-kilometer distances. And they said one of the easiest ways to improve your balance is to integrate it into things that you normally do.
Okay.
So, and a suggestion that he had was in the morning when you're brushing your teeth, just after you got up, just do it on one leg.
Okay.
So we're, just working on our balance. So there we go. We have a toothbrush each. So the first one is just to see if we can do this. So as you, I don't want these back. That's fine. These are now yours.
It's good to know. It's good to know.
These are good ones as well.
The colors match the Endoxos thing. So I thought, a nice little
realize.
reminder.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So brush your teeth as you normally would, just standing on one leg for the whole time. Sorry, it was leg day yesterday, so I'm a little bit shaky. And see how long we can do that.
Okay. Oh, it's supposed to be forward.
Forward, back. The most important thing is just keep that knee a little bit flexed, not locked out.
Wow, this is going to be very interesting. I'll never approach.
So I don't know what's more
I'm enjoying
interesting,
this.
whether or not you can do it or how long you brush your teeth for. But anyway, so that's the first thing. And I think that's like a nice, easy, simple challenge, right?
Yeah.
So I've got a couple more, and obviously you want to be alternating that each day if we're going to be doing that. The other one I've got for you is another one that's good for running. And all it is take this alternate by legs, so we're raising our knee. We don't have to brush our teeth anymore. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you want to spit the thing out. And all we're doing is leaning forward and raising our arms out as we go. That's it. Try and get that leg out as much as possible. And then back. Then knee up. And back again. And we want to be doing that about 15 times. And I'm just going to turn to the side here so you can see, because this is the form that we want, right? Okay. So the knee is coming up, keeping that knee here slightly flexed, and going forward. Hopefully everything is straight-ish, because we're trying to get that as straight as possible.
How's the balance going, John?
Here.
I'm just trying to make sure I don't end up hitting anyone.
That's good. And what we're doing is let's swap legs. Let's see if we can do 5 on the other leg.
5 on the other leg. Well, this is going to be a...
Oh, yeah.
Now, interesting fact, we all do have a dominant leg, don't we?
I feel like it's easier on this leg, actually.
Is it better for you on that one?
Yeah, it's easier on this one.
I think I'm better
doing a
on
good
my
job.
initial
Not sure why I
one.
started with the other one, to be honest.
Probably struggling on this one. Don't think I
It's a
can
lot
go
of
that
core
low.
work on this one.
I think-
Right,
I think-
yeah.
Struggling
Okay,
quite a bit.
I think you say you're struggling, but I think you're doing all right. There are a couple of signs as to how strong your core is. So
Okay.
importantly, we're hinging from the hip,
Yeah.
not anywhere else. So you should feel it
Yeah.
here. If we're feeling it here,
The calves.
and calves and hip, what's happening is we're not keeping this strong enough.
Okay.
So there's some signs there. If you find that you're kind of clawing your toes, trying to find that grip,
Yeah.
it's because we're not keeping this tight enough. So it's just kind of clench your butt a little bit,
Yeah.
right? And that keeps everything nice and straight when we go over. Okay. So the idea is to put the weight through the heels and less through the
heels.
toes. If you're anything like me in the beginning, you're kind of trying to find
Yeah, a
that
bit
with
wobbly.
your foot.
Just find your foot in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So the last one, I mean, there are many exercises you can do. There's some great ones from yoga, the tree pose, all of this.
Oh, yeah?
So there's the tree pose like this. I don't know, have you ever done this before?
We did that, right? For the yoga episode.
Did we do the tree pose?
No,
We
this
did?
one, right?
Was it?
I think so.
So this
that
is a
was-
super
was that
easy one.
just for a
The
photo?
important thing is, right, you can do this, and I'm not a yogi, I'm not a yoga instructor, so
Okay.
check out what I'm saying, contrast that with some expert advice, but either on your calf or on your thigh, if you can,
Oh, that's a bit high for me.
but not on your knee.
Okay, on the calf.
I mean, that's the important thing.
Yeah,
right?
not on
So
the
if you
front.
can
pull
do
this
that
up
and
a
keep it there for
little
30
higher.
seconds,
30
which you're doing
seconds.
fantastically, with your eyes closed.
With my eyes
With my
closed.
eyes closed. Oh, man. That changes everything. Okay.
Right. Superb, a little more challenging there.
A
but
lot
you both
more
are doing
challenging with the eyes closed.
really well.
Definitely.
So superb.
Wow.
So there's a little bit of a challenge you can practice on that.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
you
Something to do
seem
at
to have
home.
got the normal things down. That's fine.
Yeah.
The next stage, try with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
And
It's definitely
a bit of a game changer there.
Yeah, huge game changer there. Well, there you can try it out at home in the comfort of your living room or
Yeah.
or bedroom even, and it's just little exercises like that that help with in improving your balance for daily activities,
Correct.
basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
great stuff.
Great stuff. So looking forward. Let us know how it goes on Saturday
so
for
much.
the Solidarity March. Hopefully you guys survive that. Hopefully
Yeah, well,
it ends on
hoping.
Saturday.
I'm
Hopefully it ends on Saturday.
Yes.
Counting on it. Counting on it.
Absolutely, yeah. I think there's a few people who are hoping I'm, going
Yeah.
to be finishing
All
that
right.
one. But it should be fun. Looking forward to it. As I said before, please check out Endoxos, the Facebook page, giving.sg. There's there. We aren't allowing other people to participate outside of Endoxos in the march itself for logistical, for safety reasons,
Sure.
as we touched on
Yeah.
before. But supporting Samaritans of Singapore, totally open.
Yeah. And
to everybody.
when will they be able to contribute till? When is there
So
an
the
end
yeah,
date
the
for
giving
this?
page is open already. It's giving.sg. You can just search for Endoxos or any of the Samaritans of Singapore causes that are open right now, and that's going to be open for a few weeks after the event as well.
That's great to hear.
so-
So even if you miss out on giving this week or being able to participate in the Solidarity March on this Saturday, 11th of July, I believe.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
can still play your part by donating at giving.sg.
All right, that's it for this episode on Evenings with John and Duncan. It has been the Wednesday Report. No show this Friday. It is polling day. Don't forget to vote wisely. We will see you back on Monday for Spotlight on Team Singapore. Thank you, Sam, once again for joining us. And I did want to ask you, is that a toothbrush in your pocket or are you just happy to see us? We will see you on Monday.
See you on Monday.
Yes, there's something new on Active Parents. It's a new series called Hey Coach. And this first episode that we will show very shortly, it's about the first for the coaches and for their kids.
That's right, Duncan. It's the chance for you to actually hear from our coaches, Singapore coaches in the sports fraternity, as you rightly pointed out. And this is done in collaboration with Active SG academies and clubs. So for the first episode that's coming right up, it's Alexander Durick and Coach Raisin, or Wei Sin, but she's affectionately known as Coach Raisin as well.
And the special host for this, none other than football legend Lim Tong Hai. So we will leave it to the experts. Enjoy this video.
Welcome to Hey Coach, a series that we talk to parents about sport and how it influences our lives and our children. Who is your first coach?
At the first actual training, I had my first coach in my hometown football team. I can't really remember anymore his name, but he was actually first time that I really could call somebody coach and listen instruction from him to all of our kids. And let me tell you, it wasn't like a 10 kids, one coach like these days. It was like a 30 kids and one coach, and he was just shouting and shouting and shouting, and we was like just running around like chickens.
Is when I was training with this Canadian coach, but I was just there for a short visit because my boyfriend was there, and then I went over there, and then I get to know this coach, and I get to train under him for a while, like a month. And it really is an eye-opener for me because back then I was training with their university team, and I saw a very big difference of how they are training and how my team was training. Whenever like I have questions, he will like, when I ask, and he will, you know there is a substance in whatever he's telling you, not
He's
just anyhow
knowledgeable.
tell you. Yeah.
Next question I have in mind here is, as parents of multiple children, what was the process like of introducing them to their first sport activity? So Alex, we know that you have 4 beautiful children. So what is the process like in introducing them to the first sport? Yep.
Basically, my Isabella is going to be turned in 5 weeks. She'll be 18 years old, and She was my first child. She was a girl, and I should get her as soon as possible in the sport because I wanted somebody to follow my steps, and but it didn't really work like that.
What sport was that you tried to introduce to her?
There was actually football was first. I thought she would play football.
I thought so.
And then she complained because she thought, Daddy, the boys is very rough, and I don't enjoy. That was after like just a few sessions. So I kind of realized, well, maybe she's still young, and get her another sport. So and then she picked up the gymnastic, and she loved it. So she did the gymnastic for a few years. I remember there's in Toa Payoh Gymnastic Center, and she really enjoyed. When you have children, it's most important to have friends or somebody who's going to influence you to coming for trainings and all this. You must really get your kind of close buddies, and then it's much easier. Of course, she got buddies in the gymnastics, but also those gymnastic girls was doing ballet. And she switched to the ballet, and today she's now playing for school volleyball and for the state volleyball team. And she's still do ballet and she still do dance. So I'm happy about her. And then I got boys. I have 3 boys. Alessandro is 16 and Massimo is 10. And the youngest one is only 18 months. So I'm not sure what's the youngest one going to be. But boys being boys is much lazier. So, being daddy, watching football on the TV non-stop. So they used to sit down with me, watch Ronaldo, Messi. They kind of always saying to me, "Oh, daddy, we're going to be like them." I said, "Okay, let's see that." But they play football, and then went in the schools, pick up the basketball. Both boys play basketball and football. And what I want to say is we need to let kids to choose the sport. We shouldn't be, as a parents, I know I was a professional sportsman all my life, but I didn't really push them. I didn't as a father, because sometimes it's dangerous to, must do this sport because, I was there, and, so it's kind of sooner or later they bounce back in a bad way. So I let them to choose. It wasn't easy, trust me. It's a new generation of the kids. Personally, I believe they have a much more obstacles because there's a school, there's studies, then is of course not much free time, and then it wasn't like my time. So I can see there's a much more different. So it's sometimes you think anything what they do is good enough because at least for a few hours they are out of the home, out of the computer, out of the PlayStation, out of all these gadgets what all kids have. So it's a battle which one for as a parent is like never end, honestly. And so I think that all parents can kind of associate together with me, myself, or all of us who have kids at home.
I think it's a brilliant idea to actually leave it to them. And as I can see that you are a strong advocate of letting your kids pick the sports that they want, and you are also actually advising them to take multiple sports. So thanks, Alex. Thanks for your sharing. Really love it. Yeah. So, Wei Xing, what about you? And you are a parent, you're a mother of 2 beautiful daughters, right?
Yes.
Yeah? And
4 and 6 years old.
4 and 6 years old, beautiful. Yeah. And great time to
so
have them.
Cute.
So, as parents of your 2 children, so what was the process like of introducing them to their first sport?
So, firstly, my girls are very active. They are so active. I think. I think all parents will say the same thing. The very first sports that I have introduced them is called the playground. It's
Natural.
the playground, yes. And I really let them enjoy the playground as long as it doesn't lead to a serious fall. When they are climbing, I let them climb. If they are very young, I'll stay by their side, and they will be like, I cannot. Kids are like this. Sometimes they are afraid, and they will say like, I cannot. But I will say, I'm here. Try it. If you fall, I catch you. So over time, it builds their confidence. Even when they fall, you know that it hurts, but it won't hurt badly. They should do that. Yeah. So they have to learn in some ways. And I also agree very much with Coach Alex. So for me, I was very lucky when I was a kid. I get to run around the neighborhood, although yes, get scolding from my mother as well. And also back in like secondary school days, my coach put me in different categories. So not just sprinting. I have to go and do my long distance competition, these sort of things. So it all adds up to how I am today. So definitely I would approach in a way I would let my kids try out all sports, as much as not say as many as possible, because how do you judge that many, right? I do sometimes bring my kids to the stadium to run around, not all the time. As of at this age, I feel like they do not need specific training. They just needs to be exposed to different sports. I do hope my girl will go into long jump in the future. I want to be at the stand and like, go, you go, girl. You know, I want to be that parent. But she did say she wanted to learn ballet, and I sent her for a ballet class. But after a while, she seems to not like it that much. But then, you know, since she don't like it, I don't want to force it in her. I withdrew her from the ballet class, but I keep it open. I learned from my friend, and he said, just keep it open. Let her know that this is not the end. There are a lot more skills that you can learn from ballet class. If you want to take it seriously next time, we will put her in.